So the first activity we're going to do at Q Clubbers is get those sunflower seeds planted in. They need to get growing so they can get as tall as possible. In a few months I'll be sending an email out, and at that point I want you to measure them and take a photo of yourself up against them, and then the tallest sunflower will win a prize. The other activities that we'll do to start with are all about attracting birds and insects into your garden. So what you will need for this is your sunflower seeds and the paper pots that came in your John Muir Award box. Now I'm going to show you how to make other pots so you can plant a seed in each pot if you would like, or you can plant a few seeds in one pot. But I'm going to show you how to make a handy little pot out of a toilet roll. You will obviously also need your bag of soil and a pair of scissors for this stage. So take your toilet roll and get your scissors, and you just need to make a few little snips into the bottom of the toilet roll. Snip, snip, snip. And once you've done that, you then just get the toilet roll and fold those little cardboard flaps in together. And that will fold flat like that, and you can stand it up. And there you have your pot. So now you need to get something to spoon your soil into your pot with. I'm going to use a spoon, but you might have a little trowel at home, and if so, that would be far better. I'm also doing this inside, and I would suggest you go outside into the area that you're exploring and doing it there, because I'm making quite a mess here. You don't want to get lots of soil everywhere. And being outside in the natural environment will give you lots of opportunity whilst you're doing this planting app to be looking out for the birds and looking at all of the nature around you. So I'm going to grab my seeds now and open the packet right up so that I can get my seeds out to plant into the pot. Now I'm going to take 3 to plant into this pot. So I'm going to drop them in, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to cover them over with soil. Press them down a little bit, not too far down, but they do need to be covered over with soil so you can't see any of them. And once you've done that, you have it. You put it on the windowsill or in a bright sunny place and give it a water, and if you leave it for long enough and keep watering it, it will turn into something like this. So here I've got one that I made earlier, and you can see it's growing really well. And the good thing about these toilet roll pots are that you can just open the bottom up and you can see all of the roots that have been growing through. So I'm just going to open this one and that one and this one there. And what that means is I can plant that straight in. I don't need to take it out of the pot and risk damaging the roots or anything. I can just plant that straight into the ground now, because that cardboard will break down into the soil and the roots will be able to keep growing through into the soil. So what we will need to do before we go out to plant this into the ground is collect a few other items from your box. So the first item that you need to collect will be the lolly stick. Now you've got some really nice felt tip pens, so I'm just going to be very boring here and write my name and do a very basic pattern, but you can really go to town with this using your felt tip pens. So once you've made a super stick, which is your marker which will name your sunflower, you will also need to find another stick from your garden, just a plain normal stick as well, so you'll need that. You will also need to get your string and cut a couple of pieces of your string off. So 1 or 2 pieces should be perfectly sufficient, and they don't need to be too long either, just short little bits. So once you've got all these things, you're ready to plant up. So I've selected a nice sunny spot in my garden, and now I'm digging my hole, and I'm going to dig it deep enough so that I can drop the whole of the toilet roll into it. So I think I've dug it deep enough now, so I'm going to check to see and test by getting my toilet roll. Oh no, not quite deep enough. Let me try again. So I'm digging a bit more out. I think that should do it. And if you remember, we don't need to take it out of the toilet roll because the toilet roll will just break down into the soil. And because we've opened the bottom of the toilet roll, then the roots can just grow down into the soil. So that will be absolutely fine for your sunflower. So next, get your name stick and then you can plant that in and label it up. And if you can see at the moment, my sunflower's drooping all over the place, and that's where that stick comes into place. What you'll need to do is get the stick you found in your garden and then just really, really gently tie up your sunflower to the stick. Now we don't want any really, really tight knots because we don't want to break the stem of the sunflower because this sunflower at the moment is really, really delicate. But once you've planted it like up, you want to give it a little bit of support so it doesn't start to grow down or get damaged. So there's mine all planted in and ready for it to be watered and lots of sunshine to go on it for it to grow really tall.